what we're looking at discussing today is mental health. It is one of the four aspects of the whare model. What we're specifically focusing on is Taha, Hinengaro, and again, as repeated, our mental well-being. So what I've added is a couple of videos for you guys to get to have a look in your own time. We won't run through it now, but they definitely relate to mental health. Happy Gilmore was your first one. As we scroll through, Building a Stronger You, 2020 Wellness Program Mentor. Between Mrs. Potts, Mr. Tunga, Mr. Leggett, and myself, we've each chosen one of the four aspects, and we will be presenting you information. This information will be helping you in regards to your next assessment. Mental health is often one of the hardest things to put into words, and actually coming to a definition can be complicated as well. I've thrown another video, William Wairua. He gives his thoughts and feelings on the insights towards it. What is mental wellness? The World Health Organization defines mental health as the state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her own potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. Like physical health, we can all benefit from looking at our mental health. I look at that as very wordy, but what I take from it is the word individual. They have their own potential and they can cope with stress and make a positive contribution to their community, whether it be positive or negative. Again, relating back to the whare model, Taha Hinengaro is our mental and emotional well-being. We also look at Taha whānau as social, Taha Wairua as spiritual well-being, and Taha Tinana as physical well-being. First thing I want you to look at is your barriers and enablers to mental health. If we have a look at the image there is Stickman breaking down a barrier or kicking through a wall. Various influences can have effect on our Taha Hinengaro and by extension our overall haora. So negative influences, we like to define them as barriers. They harm or stop. Positive influences are enablers. They enhance, they help us to get through. Personal influences, your personality type. If you're someone that's quiet, doesn't need to be around people, your ideal setting is probably going to be reading a book, possibly working on the computer, not being distracted by others. So it will be negatively affecting if you're in a crowd with lots of people. Whereas vice versa, on the other hand, if you're quite social, you like being around the boys, being sort of trapped in isolation as we are now, could have been quite difficult not being able to get in touch with the others. You also look at how you've got on with certain people in the past. Maybe there's a favourite teacher, you like going to their class, so you're going to do more work, or there's a teacher you don't like, and you kind of get a bit negative, a bit disappointed before you go to that class. Probably doesn't see your best work. Your past failures and successes, there's a game that you were mean at in PE. In the past, you're more likely to get involved in the future. Also looking at the guy in the mirror, you are awesome. Definitely keep up that positive self-image. Interpersonal influences. Interpersonal, so that's between people, who you go to school with, you work with, you play sport, who's in your household, who your friends are. I like to think of our late starts on Wednesdays. Boys who go to the shops, chocolate milk and a pie. Looking down, who do you compare yourself to in your peer group, and who are the cool kids. So the two images I've listed at the top next to our school crest is a successful first 15 and a successful debating team. So you're not necessarily going to find successful debating students on the rugby team, and vice versa, you're not necessarily going to find successful rugby boys on the debating team. I may be wrong, and that may be a generalized statement, so feel free to challenge me on that. Societal factors that can affect your mental well-being. So what does society say? Have you got the latest iPhone? Are you hitting the gym after school? Are you getting massive? Should you be taking protein? Are you too small? Community considerations. Are you new to Wellington? Are you new to St. Pat's? What are your whānau expectations? Is academics first over everything else? Now I've got Xbox and PlayStation, TikTok and Snapchat logos up there. Is your communication with friends mainly face-to-face or online? Where are you talking to the boys the most? And the last one, do you agree with school rules? To finish with, we have the hand of mental well-being. There are 5 fingers. There are 5 aspects you can do to enhance your mental well-being. Sleep and rest, food and eating, personal relationships, exercise, and hobbies. So when you get a chance, get through it in your own time. Any questions, please flick them through. Thanks, boys.